Dope Discussions Podcast. Dope discussions, gated era, co-woke discussions, mob ties, how they rock and think they both was cousins. Gifting you with their words so you might know you something. Just go and look for them live, they do it every Sunday. Every Sunday.
And we gon' bring you that dope.
And we gon' bring you that dope. It's Gator Beater, baby. Man, state to state, baby, coast to coast. Like the fire, baby, spark to Joe.
And we gon' bring you that dope.
Come talk with Erica, man, talk with G. And all you gotta do is talk with me.
And we gon' bring you that dope. And we gon' bring you that dope. And we gon' give you that dope. And we gon' bring you that dope.
Hey, hey, hey!
Hey. Yeah, I can hit that high note.
Hit it. And we gonna bring you that dope. Here's Sunday. What's up, Gator? How you doing?
What's going on? It has been a day, first of all. Let me just say that. Because I was flying in here from another congregation. And my last ride took forever. So I'm in here, ready to go. How was your weekend? This has been a good weekend, though.
My weekend was awesome. Last night, I made it to a local comedy show. That was really nice, really fun. And today, me and my son went to see The Suicide Squad.
Oh, nice. I've been wanting to go in there because, you know, I'm a big comic book movie nerd. So I've been wanting to go in there and see it. I'm probably going to be going to go see it later this week. But, you know, hey, look, that's right in my wheelhouse.
It was good. It was good. Viola Davis, you know, my boy Idris Elba, John Cena.
Yeah.
It was an awesome movie. Awesome movie.
Oh yeah, definitely. And just for the occasion, by the way, I had to break up my old school Dope Discussion shirt. You know, we've been doing the berry and the black, but I had to go to my old black oxblood black. What it is?
Oxblood black.
Yeah, oxblood black. Yeah.
Yes, because when I chose that color, I was like, oh, that's gonna be like super duper black. I didn't know it was gonna come out like that.
Right, but look, I love it though. I didn't know it was my color.
Yes, well, welcome back everybody to another Sunday Dope Discussion. We are excited. We have another great topic this Sunday. We have another great special guest coming on. Q was last weekend. He was like, y'all just keeping the hits coming and coming. I was like, pow, pow, pow.
And another one. And another one.
DJ Khaled. Good evening to Shura. Thank you for coming on back. So today, well, you know, one of our favorite topics is relationships.
Oh, yeah.
And
definitely.
You and I have both been married. Mm-hmm. We look forward to marriage again.
Yes.
And so we want to make sure that we do it right this time.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And so we always love to have people who would come on the show and share their experience, marriage people, and how they have become successful in being, you know, in a healthy marriage, a healthy relationship. And this couple, I have been watching them, following them for probably over a year, and just listening to them and, you know, their conversations, their banter back and forth, their experience and their candidness on what they share and the conversations that they have. I knew we had to have them on the show. It's been a long time coming, but I'm so excited that we have them on here. Yes.
Oh, yeah, they've been part of the congregation for a long time. It's time for us to invite them up to speak. You know what? You made a good point too about being, you know, kind of taking advice from people who've been in a marriage. Anybody who knows me have heard me make that analogy when it comes to marriage. If you have a car and that car is broken, who do you take advice from? The guy who you see always tuning up his vehicle, changing his oil, always washing his car, or the guy that's sitting next to you on the bus? You want to see these people who have had successful relationships, successful marriages, and take a keynote from them. So I'm excited to see what they have to say.
Yes, because in this day and time, so many people they say marriage is dead. We don't believe in marriage no more. And I'm like, hogwash. That's a lie. And the devil is a lie.
Right, exactly. With the right one, though. You gotta vet them things. But
yes. Well, without further ado, let's bring out Jason and Ashley Harris from the Loveology podcast.
Thank y'all for having us.
Yes, thank you so much.
We are so excited, man. This has been a long time coming. I am so excited. We got them in here.
Yes. Here. Thank y'all again, man. We're representing the Pod Squad. What it is?
Yes.
One. Pod Squad. We ain't got the symbol down just yet, but we working on that.
Yes. So this is Jason and Ashley Harris from the Loveology podcast. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves to our viewers? Tell them who you are. Tell them about your platform, and we want to know, how did this get started? How did Loveology get started?
Well, who are we? You know what I'm saying? I'm married to my lovely wife, Ashley. We're originally from Arkansas.
Yes.
We currently live in Los Angeles, California, chasing the dream, right? Basically.
Yes.
We're doing that thing.
We moved out here about 7 years ago.
No, I ain't been 7.
I think.
See, that's how you know he's married. We don't know.
Right.
I think it's 6 years ago.
Yeah, 2015. So y'all do it. So
yes. In sunny California, IA is where they are.
Yep.
So we just just out here doing our thing and all that good stuff. So baby, how do we get this podcast started? Because it started off with one of the reasons why we moved out here.
Yeah, so I'll try not to make the story too long, but basically, yes, one of the reasons the reason we moved to LA is because I wanted to get a master's degree in documentary filmmaking, and so we moved out here to do that. Mm-hmm. I went to school, graduated, got a job in the industry, in the documentary world, and then our surprise baby happened. We have 2 children. I was not
surprised.
Yes.
Yeah, surprise.
That's I love baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I wasn't planning on having a second child that soon. We had talked about having a second child, but not that soon. Right. And so, we had been doing a lot, moving and, just really moving really fast. And so I had to hit the pause button, right? Yeah. I had to hit the pause button. So, but while I was in school, we learned how to make documentaries and filmmaking and things like that. And we also talked about podcasts. So I was fortunate enough to be able to, to say that I needed to take a break from the workforce because we're also veterans. So
yes. Shout out to all the veterans, Air Force, by the way.
Definitely. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. That's awesome.
So I had, before we moved out here, I transitioned out of the Navy. So that was a tough, time. The Navy is better, but
Uh-oh.
No comparison.
No, well, I ain't gonna say that, but anyway. So I, like I said, we were just moving really, really fast, and so I was just tired. I like I said, was fortunate enough to be able to take a break. Thanks to Jason.
A job. In the name of Jesus.
Yes.
In the name of Jesus.
But I still wanted to do something, creative. I'm a creative person, and I still wanted to, do something in the media. And like I said, we learned about podcasts when I was in school. And I wanted to try to find something that wouldn't be, too time consuming because I got a new baby, right? So I thought of a podcast, and, I was thinking about, well, what could I talk about and who could I talk about, who could be on the podcast with me? Well, he's the closest thing to me. So.
And then obviously, what I'm saying, I bring the heat. So
Yes, there was. Oh, I'm missing a part of this story because when I was in school, we had to do like a class exercise where we had to interview somebody. So I interviewed Jason
in the closet. It was audio. It was for audio, right?
Yeah, so, we had to like do an assignment to like find some place in the house or some place that's really quiet where you can capture really good audio. And so I grabbed him, and we just had a quick conversation, but when we played that audio back to my class, which was a very unique class because there was people from all different countries.
She was the only American in the class, student.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like, they was from like literally from like first time being in America is like that when they went to school there. So Harlem knew English, it was kind of it was a unique situation.
It was interesting. But I had a lot of fun. But it was like 7 of us, and they were literally from China, from Saudi Arabia, from Amsterdam, and everybody was laughing at our conversation. And I was like, "What? Jason's not that funny." I mean,
clearly, I'm internationally known. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, internationally known, but he's known to write the microphone.
Hey.
Oh Lord, wait a minute, hold on. We about to stop this whole podcast for a dance party in a little bit. Hold on.
So that kind of came back to me, and I've also always been a person that loved to help people, and so when I was thinking about a topic, I was like, well, we can, we got a pretty good relationship. Maybe we could talk about love and relationships, and just tell people our experiences. Sure. And that's how it came to be.
How it happened.
I told Jason the idea, and Jason is like, "Phew!" I mean, when he's ready to do something, I mean, you're full speed ahead for sure. Yeah.
He made it happen, and I'm glad y'all made it happen.
Yeah.
I'm definitely glad about it. Now, I'm about to get y'all in trouble, though. I'm about to get one of y'all in trouble. I see it coming already. So I got to ask the question. Because there's a follow-up to this, so get ready for that. How did y'all meet?
How do we meet? Okay, well, do you want to?
You can tell.
Well, technically, like I said, we grew up in a small country town, so technically, it's like population 2,500. Brinkley, Arkansas. Shout out to Bucktown, but BTO. So we kind of everybody know everyone. You know what I'm saying? So that we already knew each other, but how we kind of
reconnected.
Yeah, how we kind of felt like this could possibly work. You know what I'm saying, was kind of later on in life after I got out the Air Force and I was ready to settle down, and we kind of reconnected in Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah. And long story short on that, because we did a whole episode on that. That's our first. Yeah, you gotta check that out because I kind of caught up in a lie.
No,
but it wasn't a lie.
It
wasn't a lie.
Whoa.
But yeah, so yeah, what you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we reconnected when we were older, out of college and things like that. And I mean, we could tell the Atlanta story. I don't know.
It might take too long. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta check out that episode, man.
Right. We're gonna have to go back and catch that episode.
We'll give it to him on the episode.
Yes. So you say you had a follow-up for that, Gator?
Well, my follow-up was, how did you know, or when did you know that this was the woman that you wanted to be with for the rest of forever?
Well, I think the first notation of it, you know what I'm saying, if I'm saying that properly, was basically when she was, now again, we're from a small town. We didn't do a lot of dancing. We kind of we did a lot of wall hanging and, bucking if you bucking a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And she was dancing on this dude, you know what I'm saying, in the club. And I ain't never seen her dance like that. I was like, where you get the moves from? Hold up. So I got a little jealous. You know what I'm saying? So, like, hold up, this is hometown right here. She should be dancing like that.
I feel like we got to tell the story now because, well, basically, so Jason was trying to pursue me. Okay, I'm gonna try to make this quick, but I had been heartbroken twice, and I was just not trying to. I just wasn't trying to go there with these guys. Like I'm just chilling. I'm doing me. I'm not dealing with y'all. So Jason, we talking. He called me. We hadn't even went out on a date yet. Some friends, my friend lived in Atlanta. I went to Atlanta to visit her, and his friends were in Atlanta.
Terrorizing the city. Shout out to ATL.
Yeah. So it was like New Year's Eve or something. And he called me because he was trying to get at me, basically, right? So he calls me and say, hey, are y'all going out, tonight? And I was like, no, we're not going out. We're tired or whatever. Blah, blah, blah.
Fellas, I'm making my rounds. You know what I'm saying? To make sure.
Yeah, let me go ahead. This is number 2, number 3. Okay.
So, after I get off the phone with him, I was there with my best friend. She gets a call from a guy that she met out like the previous weekend. And
she said.
and he actually like lived in Texas or something, but he changed his flight because he wanted to spend more time with her. And she was like, well, my best friend just got here. I don't want to, leave her. And he was like, well, I got a homeboy, maybe we can all go out together. So, I'm a good friend. Okay. Yeah. So I just took one for the team. I was like, okay, he wants to see you. You want to go out? Fine. I just forgot that I told Jason that I wasn't going out. Okay. So we go out for drinks. This guy actually is nice. He's handsome. We vibing, And then they said, well, do y'all want to go to a club? You want to go out, go someplace else? And I'm like, sure. Like I'm having a good time. So out of all the clubs in Atlanta, okay, we roll up. I think we were in the club first.
No, we was in the club first.
Well, we rolled up
because I already scoped the whole scene. I know who was in there.
We rolled up in the same club as Jason and his friends, and they was like, "What? Why is Ashley in here?"
Oh, she learned drink. She played you, dude.
No,
had to deal with all that.
I just changed my mind. We hadn't even went on a date. Like I don't, Yeah. But we were planning on staying in. We got the call after.
And who am I for her to update me? Because we wasn't, we wasn't nothing, an item or anything. Yeah. We just knew each other from Brinkley. That's all.
Yeah. So anyway, so now you're saying that when you saw me dancing on this other guy,
hold up. She got the moves. I already knew she was smart. She was sweet. From a good family. And you got some moves too. Hold up. What's going on?
He said, wait a minute, hold on. Like the Shira said in the comments, he like, Shawty, what you working with?
I had to go ahead and say, all right, let me go ahead and put the full court press on it now.
But is that when you knew it? The question was, when did you know that you wanted to marry me?
I mean,
is that the question?
I think that was similar to the question, but I don't know. Maybe so. Who knows? Once I saw the moves,
he saw the moves. He was like, "I think she wifey material."
Exactly.
What else? All the other stuff was already given. I already knew who you were. I already knew your people. I already knew. I just didn't know you because I ain't know she can work it like that. I didn't.
You didn't realize she was a total package. You didn't realize she was a total package at that point.
That's crazy.
I love it.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, like, for me, I don't know, like I don't know if I just had like an exact moment when I felt like, oh my gosh, I knew that he was the one. I knew that we were in love and I knew that we were compatible. I mean, I learned a lot about love not being enough, to really make a relationship work. So I knew that we were in love and we viewed some very important things the same way. Like we had, the same values and all of that stuff. So, I don't know. I just feel like we were I didn't feel anything wrong. Like I didn't feel anything wrong with this idea of getting married to you.
Yeah.
So, y'all were vibing on the same frequency.
Yes,
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Well, I love that because that helps me segue into one of my questions when you were saying that, at the time when you did meet him, you kind of had some heartbreaks in the past and you wasn't really looking for anything. So for you two guys, how important do you feel it is to go through a healing process and kind of be on equal footing where you're actually ready for a relationship? Do you think you have to be totally healed before getting a relationship, or is there going to be some level of healing that goes on once you get into a relationship?
I feel that you definitely got to work on you before you can even think about considering bringing somebody else into your space. And there's levels to it. So can you be totally healed? I don't know about totally, but definitely need to be working on that process and already have somewhat of a game plan going in the right direction. And then maybe the other person can assist you along the way.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know if, like, looking back on it, I don't know if I was totally healed. I know that we had a disagreement, and I realized that it was definitely baggage that I was bringing over into the relationship. And Jason actually I think you recognized it too. And you was just kind of like, well, I'm not giving up on us. You know, you kind of recognized that this was something else that I was dealing with. But I definitely took a lot of time to make sure that I worked on myself and healed myself, because he did not do those things that, you know, broke my heart. So I don't think it's fair to make another person suffer because of what someone else has done. So like I said, I don't know if you have to be completely healed, but I do think I would advise anybody to take a break and to really reflect on what was going on in that relationship, how you got into that relationship, whatever happened, how did it happen, and what can you learn from it? What am I supposed to learn from this and do better moving forward, you know?
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's just gonna help your new relationship if you take that time to just really, you know, love on yourself and heal as much as you possibly can.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
Yes, I love that. I love that because I think nowadays a lot of people, they preach about, you know, being healed before getting to a relationship, but I don't think there's such a thing as 100% healing. Even in the relationship, I think there's always going to be things that you're going to be learning about yourself, learning about your partner, and making adjustments to be able to, you know, build a stronger connection and get stronger together. So yeah, I love that y'all had that answer, because that's what I was looking for. That's what I was thinking in my mind, but I just wanted to hear it from somebody else who's actually in it at the moment.
Yeah, because I mean, actually, you may not even know that something is there until like something happened and it triggers you, you know, and then in that moment you have to kind of work on it with your partner. So, yeah.
And there's some things that your partner, there's some things that gonna be in your blind spot that only another person is gonna be able to mirror that and show you that.
Yeah, so true.
Exactly.
And as you go throughout your relationship, there's stuff going to always pop up because we're not perfect. So therefore, there's always a higher level that we can all get to. You know what I'm saying? It's just about putting that effort in and that time to get her done. You hear me?
Yeah.
Right. Now, y'all talked about disagreements earlier, and I think every relationship has one or has a few. Let's just get they have a lot. How do y'all handle disagreements? And when I say disagreements, I'm talking about, like, you know, disagreements with finances or disagreements with, you know, how to handle the kids in particular situations. How do y'all handle those disagreements y'all have?
Just you got to talk about it. You got to communicate. And I really believe that communication and trust are the keys to any relationship, whether it's a dog, cat, truck, boss, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you have to talk through it, even though some of those conversations are difficult, right? You still have to put those things out there, because at the end of the day, they're going to come out one way or the other. Whether it's come out through frustration, or is it come out through a sit down conversation while you able to hold her hands, and so she'll you know.
Look, I know that move. That's the move where you try to keep from getting hit. You know it's coming. Well, baby, let me talk to you.
Right.
And I would say three things. I would say one thing is that disagreements are normal. And that if you see it as an opportunity to learn your partner better and to get a better understanding of them, if you're having a disagreement, it's because you're not understanding each other, right? Somehow, right? So if that's all it means. So let's just use this as an opportunity to grow and learn each other more, right? The second thing I'll say is that, you know, you don't want to attack each other. You want to attack the problem, right? And so, you know, you can figure it out, but if you're attacking each other, you're not going to get there. It's like, we love each other. Remember that. And that we just need to fix whatever problem this is. And it's not you,
Right.
It is a separate thing, right? And I forgot what the third thing was, but that was if I think of it, I'll bring it back up. But that was the two biggest thing. Oh, that was the other thing. If you need help, like learning how to communicate, because you always hear people say communication is the key, but sometimes we don't have the tools to properly communicate with each other,
Mhm.
and so learning some of those tools, it's like a misconception that you just think that communication is just going to come naturally. Sometimes it does, but when you're in the heat and in the heat of the battle and having a disagreement, sometimes you may need to learn certain things about what are trigger words. Like, for example, I had to learn that I cannot say always or never. Those are triggered terms. You don't
always leave the toilet seat up.
Now you say, always, really?
I can't get past that.
Yeah. Jason will go make a list of a date and all the times that he didn't leave the seat up. And
So don't say always no more, because I didn't do it.
Right, exactly.
I didn't do it last week.
right. Or you never do this, or that's just not. It's probably not true. So you want to make a better statement. A better statement could be is that I really need you to like focus more on that. You do it a lot or oftentimes, because it would just totally like shut him down. He was more focused on proving. He was more focused on proving.
Can we start with the facts?
Right.
He was more focused on proving to me that I was not right when I say always, that we just totally lost the whole point of what I was trying to bring forward. Right. So, we had to learn these certain tools to really communicate with each other. And so that's how we handle it. We've, our podcast has really helped us out a lot.
Super grown me. You hear me?
Yeah, I love it too. I love man, Ashley, you so wise.
Oh, thank you.
And that's the one thing I say too, that the podcasting is really like therapeutic. Mm-hmm. Because when we have these conversations, sometimes it brings out things that we didn't think about, or when we hear somebody else say the exact same thing, it kind of opens your mind to, oh, now that's how that works. So that's what they mean by that. Just hearing it and having other people say it in different ways and express it in different ways. But I titled this conversation, Marriage Mentality, the Fantasy versus the Reality. So I wanted to ask you guys, what was your fantasy about marriage before getting married that you later found out within marriage that wasn't the reality of what marriage is?
I'm gonna go first because mine is kind of, like I said, I've grown a lot. You hear me? So I was the type, my fantasy was to go to work and, come home with, everything nice and clean and the kids are obedient. Hey, daddy. Yeah, yes, sir. We'll do exactly what you do, whatever you say. And I just, I just want to make some money and, just live happily ever after. Right. But then I realized that, man, like, in order to keep this house clean, like it takes a lot of effort. You know what I'm saying? And we did a role reversal where she worked primarily, and I was the one taking care of the kids, the house, the cleaning, the going to the doctor, the food, the naps, and all that good stuff. And I realized that, man, hold up, man, it's a lot more to it than what I really thought it was. You know what I'm saying? So it takes a lot of hard work and effort. And so that's what, that was a big deal. Switch up for me. You know what I'm saying? This marriage ain't just, peaches and cream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah. And I think that's the same thing that I would have to say. I think a lot of people feel like are with me when they feel like everything is just going to come naturally. Sure. Like some people may expect there to be disagreements, but we'll get through them, like it's just kind of like a natural thing. But for me, like understanding that, marriage really takes growth. It's going to stretch you. And if you don't grow, then, it's probably not going to go so well. And it takes growth on both parts. And so when you hear people say it takes a lot of work, and you just don't know like what that means exactly. But for me, it was, you know, it was just a lot of learning that we both had to do, and that just wasn't something that I really expected. I thought that it would be more natural, but there's so many situations that life throws at you that you really gotta, you know, you gotta talk to some people, you gotta read some books, you gotta learn, you know, in order to really, you know, make this thing work. So
and marriage counseling is very important. Even though we didn't have marriage counseling, we should have. We definitely should have. And there's nothing wrong with doing marriage counseling later on because we've been married since 2012. So that's almost 9 years. It'd be this year, be our 9th year. So we can still use some counseling, even though our podcast serve as a counseling, because she do most of the reading. Yeah. We do a lot of reading, you know, and it helps out our relationship. But counseling is important, you know, and not just counseling from your best friend or, you know, somebody else, but from a licensed professional.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
I would say also just like changing with the person, because I think we talked about this before in the episode, but like, you know, I feel like I knew who I was as a young person, but I had no idea how much I was going to change. And, you know, you know, especially if you get married young, like just understanding that is a part of it. Like it's so like we're going to change, but our core values, the things that we definitely loved about each other, and we've changed for the good too. But you know, those main things that we really, you know, fell in love with each other for, we still have those things. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's important, because I think so many people set themselves up for failure because they lock into this idea of the person I married today, I want you to be that same person 10 years from now. How do I know if I marry you, then you're going to change up on me? Well, that's what people do. It's called growing.
Yeah. You changing too. You know.
Exactly. But they want the other person to stay the same, even though they're growing and changing. Not you though. You stay just like you are now.
Right. Yeah, it may have like different wants, you know, like I don't know, you know, because
everything God made grows and changes. That's just what it is. An acorn don't stay an acorn, it goes to a forest eventually.
Right. And I think you see that dropping gems up here.
Gems and nuggets.
Jason and his analogies.
You know, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said the core values. Change is inevitable, but those core values, as long as they're staying the same, you know. So I gotta ask the question, because I gotta give back. What was the biggest shock? You know, sometimes we do have misconceptions, and we talked about the fantasies that we had going into the marriage. What was the biggest shock about your partner, like that changed, or that you found out about them once you got married?
Oh, you know what? I got mine. Go ahead. This Jason, and we did a whole episode on this. And Jason, I love you, honey. You're wonderful.
Oh, here we go.
But Jason is messy. Jason is very disorganized.
Unorganized is the proper answer.
Organized?
Yes, unorganized, not messy. Messy is different.
Go back.
Uh-oh, Lord.
My kids. Make them part of the show.
I know, right?
Can you go back in the room, please? We'll be there in just a second.
Okay. He's letting us know that he done number 2. Sorry, guys.
Uh-oh.
Well, why don't you take him and I'll answer this question? Is that okay? Is it okay?
Oh, yes. Yes, this I like this. This is real marriage right here.
Right, exactly.
So I would say that Jason, yes, he's very disorganized, and I was aware of this when I dated him. I saw the messiness. Well, you know, first couple of times I went to his apartment, you know, the common areas was clean. That's as far as I went. So that's what I saw. Right.
Yeah.
And so this common areas was clean, but clean, but as we continued to date each other, I mean, Jason had a mountain of papers everywhere. He didn't even have like a trash can in his bathroom. He had like these little toilet tissue rolls, you know, like the little cardboard thing sitting up around, sitting on the thing. So I did see all of this. I did, but he wasn't nasty. Like he took showers. He didn't bring food in, you know, in his room. It was like clutter. It was clutter. So I just kind of figured that a lot of men are like that. And you know, he wasn't nasty. So I feel like I could deal with that. I can clean up behind him. It's okay. He's not that organized. But when you start adding babies, you know, and all this stuff, it was a very difficult thing for me. And I know maybe like not a lot of people would understand that, maybe, I don't know, but it was very difficult because it started affecting me so much because I'm trying to clean up behind him and the 2 kids or just one baby. And it was hard. I'm like, oh my God, like you are so disorganized and I have to, and it's still a struggle, honestly. I mean, he's gotten so much better, right? But you know, it's still he's never gonna evolve
fully yet.
Yeah, he's never gonna be as organized, and it's those things that you don't really. So maybe some people do think about it, but I didn't really think about how much of a toll that may take on me because I have to do all this cleaning, and I clean something and it's messy the next day. You know what I mean?
Unorganized.
Right.
So that was hard. It was hard. And the other thing was playing his video game.
He only said one.
Oh, look.
Right.
Give all of them.
Yeah, the other thing was playing his video game. It was like things
I was
that
a gamer.
Yes. It was things that I thought that I was gonna be okay with, and I was okay with it. But when you start adding on babies and, you know, and I, you know, and it was mainly when we started having children and he would stay up all night playing a video game and I'm gonna check on him in just a second, but in playing a video game and, you know, leave me with the kids, you know, that's
I'm waking up 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock because I've been up all night playing 2K. Yeah, that I can't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Can't do that no more, huh?
Yeah. So I was aware of these things, but I was unaware of how difficult that was really going to be in, you know, an everyday relationship sort of thing. So,
yeah.
But you tell them, you know, and I'll be right back.
and you get 3 of them because I feel like they just started dumping on. So just for you, bro. All right. So Jason, give me your 3 biggest shocks.
Y'all not gonna do Ashley like that.
As y'all can see, you know, we both military, but I was in the Air Force, and my job, you know, God blessed me with a great position in the Air Force where I wasn't doing all this, sir, yes, sir, you know, because I'm not that type of person, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of chill. So but Ashley, she that type person. She gun-ho, she's a Energizer bunny that doesn't stop. So that was definitely something that I didn't know, because you know, like I said, I've been knowing her for a long time. And you know, her grandmother was a very hard worker, and you know, her family, you know, you just already know. When both of us was raised by our grandmothers as well. So we're kind of old school in a sense as well. So it's just that hard working spirit. It just don't stop. And I'm I'm work hard and play harder. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll work for about 20 minutes, and then I gotta chill for a couple hours. I'm exaggerating, but yeah, like
I feel you. Yeah.
She just doesn't stop. So that was definitely they say some of the things that you love about a person is the same thing that sometimes you hate. So you definitely want to go get her, but dang, calm down sometimes. You know
right. Reel it in a little bit.
Smell the roses a little bit. Let's go to the beach. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And that's great though that you can balance her out in that way.
Right.
Because if she was just by herself, she would probably never have anybody to help her reel that in sometimes.
Sure.
So that's great that y'all can balance each other out in that way.
Yeah,
exactly. That's just what I was about to say. It's almost like it's a balance, and it allows you to get the best out of each other by doing it.
Opposites attract is a real thing, but definitely got to have that core or the eye,
Right.
it needs to be similar, but opposite is really is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right,
you can
exactly.
I can learn from her mentality when it comes to, you know, getting things done and going 100 miles per hour. And it's like I can do that on certain things. Like obviously I can, I can play 2K for 12 hours, right? I can go
Right,
off
right,
it.
right.
But when it's time to wash the walls and baseboards, I don't want to do that.
Right.
To hire somebody.
Oh,
There's money.
and by the way, actually, he has 2 more, so you can continue. Jason.
Oh, so you got 4? Or
No,
how
no.
many did you do? 3? Okay, well, I'm gonna have to come up with a third one too.
Because in reality, you know, it's not, you know, this is a wonderful person, you know what I'm saying? And she's very genuine and a beautiful angel. I really feel like, you know, I'm here to protect her and I'm her guardian, and she's just an awesome person. So it's not really too much things that just really shocked me about her. Like I said, mainly she's just a giving person, very genuine, and you know, and I'm just blessed to be with her. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm blessed too.
Oh, I love it.
It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta take the lumps on your head and pick your battles and keep
Right.
moving.
Yes.
Right.
So that's great. So the final question before we get y'all out of here, I just wanted to ask you all, how do you approach forgiveness? Do you feel like that's something that is a skill that has to be developed, something that's active that you have to work on daily? How do you view forgiveness of each other?
I think that we're just natural. We're just two forgiving people.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? We just are forgiving, and that's just with pretty much anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But because we are in an intimate relationship, you know what I'm saying, we have to, you know, figure out, okay, what was the issue, what caused this problem, and just go at it head on. You know what I'm saying, and just get those I'm sorry's out the way, and you know what I'm saying, and talk about it and communicate through it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I Jason is definitely very forgiving, and I am too, and I always have been. I don't know if that has something to do with our upbringing. We're Christian, and we were raised in the church, and we learned a lot about forgiveness. So I don't know. Forgiveness has not been a difficult thing, but for us, I think it is definitely very important. I mean, you gotta have it. Like, I mean, you just got to do it. You know, if anyone is struggling with that, I mean, you know, it's just going back to the understanding that people make mistakes, and you know, I know that he's gonna have to forgive me, so
Sure.
I should also forgive him. You know, everything is situational, right? But I'm just saying, like, you know, I don't know, small things or sometimes big things. I don't know, but I just know that it's definitely something that is a must. And just remembering that no one is perfect. You're not perfect. You need forgiveness just as much as that person needs forgiveness. That could help. It's definitely something. And love is if you love this person, and you know,
that's part of it. You keep no records of wrongs, right?
Right. And I think with having such a great foundation like you guys have, when you view it as we are a team and we're not fighting against each other, so many people get caught in they're fighting against each other, and that's why that forgiveness is so hard for them to do. But you guys are a unit, and you look at each other as if this is my team player, I'm their team player. If I mess up, we mess up. And so I hope people viewing this can understand that foundation has to be there, and then, like you said, the forgiveness just come naturally.
Right. Because at the end of the day, like if you walking down the street and you trip over yourself, right? Are you gonna get mad and try to cut off your foot because you tripped? Nah, you made a misstep. You know what I'm saying? It happens from time to time, right? You just, you know, get it back together and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Because really, what you put in this world is what you get out of it. So if you don't give forgiveness, how do you expect it's going to give you forgiveness? You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to make mistakes, right? Yeah. So you have to put that same energy out there to get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes. Thank y'all so much for coming and chilling with us. This has been awesome. Yes.
Oh, yeah. We gotta do it again. We gotta do it again. We gotta do it again.
We gotta do it again real soon too.
We definitely gotta do it. And you know what? And that's why I think this must be a man thing, because I don't have a trash can in my bathroom either. I felt kind of hit.
And another thing, the toilet roll holders, my kids' bathroom are full of those.
Oh no, I'm OCD. I got to get rid of them.
They never throw them away. I go in their bathroom and I'm like, I'm taking them all off the counter. Like, throw these away.
They save them for a school project.
I was making a fort with them. You know what I'm saying? Make a little castle with the toilet rollers, man. You gotta keep your mind occupied. You know what I'm saying? That was back when I was young. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't dare do that now, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe.
I think Ashley done growed you up.
Sure. I ain't ashamed to say it. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, goodness.
Yes, but before we get out of here, tell everybody how they can find y'all, follow y'all, and tune into your podcast.
Oh man, definitely. We on if you listen to the podcast, you can go to YouTube, Loveology Podcast. We're on visual and audio. That's how we started. So we're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon, just anywhere, Spotify, all that good stuff. Instagram is Loveology Podcast. The only thing's different on Twitter is Loveology Podcast without the T, and it's not enough characters, whatever. So
okay.
Loveologypodcast.com. You can pick up some merch and all the other good stuff as well. You know
yes, scrolling on the bottom of the screen, everybody, Loveology Podcast. If you follow them on Instagram, then you'll be able to connect with everything else that they have. Just go follow them on Instagram. I'm so glad you guys accepted the invitation to join us today. This has been so great, and I have been so excited all week for this conversation today.
When y'all come to LA and visit,
man, we had they about to shut us down again with this, this new Delta variant of COVID coming out.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. Hey, look, y'all send me a ticket, I'll be there though.
I would definitely do it, because we might be the only two people on the plane and we can really enjoy you.
Right. Exactly.
I heard that. Maybe we could do the podcast on the beach. Oh, maybe we can pull that off.
Jason got all his big ideas.
I'm just saying. Why not? You hear me?
Hey.
Oh yeah, but no, it's been a blessing hanging out with y'all and all y'all, man. Y'all are awesome, man. Awesome following, awesome network. All this stuff is awesome.
We really appreciate y'all for having us on. It's been fun. I really had a good time.
I hate that we gotta go.
I know this has been too much fun. Gator, you got anything you want to close us out with before we get out of here?
All I got to say is that it's been a pleasure, a blessing to have y'all on here. And I learned that you got to say trigger words. I don't like never. I don't like always. I don't deal in absolutes. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. In general, I'm going to research it to make sure. But anyway, I love the fact that y'all came on here, and I'm looking forward to having y'all on here again.
And likewise. Maybe we can, once we get everything situated, because we've been wanting to put guests on our show for so long, but it's just hard to do it. Maybe we can have y'all on our show as well.
We will. We'd be so delighted to do it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, thank you everybody who tuned in and who joined in the conversation in the comments. Please go on over there to @Loveology Podcast on Instagram and follow them right now. And we will see y'all again next Sunday.
Next Sunday, please.
Bye.
Peace out.